broken pieces of men are before you.
We're sick to eat from the pot that never goes empty. We're sick to draw from the river that never knows season. Our desire is to know you. Our heart cries is to understand you. Our wish is to do that which pertains to your will. Help us today. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Welcome to service. Have your seat. We are still in the mood of the wilderness experience. And I could remember I told us, remember this year is going to be a special year in the prophetic. It's going to also be a special year in the healing ministry. And God will be helping us this year. It is our year of the Lord's business. That's for me. And for everything I represent, it says is the year of showing forth. So on every side, we are going to be breaking forth and we'll be breaking through as God will be giving us understanding in Jesus' name. All right. I want to know if we have any question or questions. All right. First fruit, tithes, offerings, prophetic seed, etc. So you can bring it on. And then from also the lectures we've been having. Have we been having a good time from day one? Okay, I need a feedback. Tell me what you have been able to pick. Let's have some people talk to me. I need to hear what you have been able to pick. Anybody need 2-3% from day one? It's now you're opening your books. You see, you've not been going back to pick those things. Okay. I love Minister OZ. No book at all, so he's inside. Yes. Yes, for you to be successful, the people around you matters. Valuable people. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's good. That's good. Okay, for a major breakthrough, we said you must do 3 things this year. Number 1 is what? Fast like never before. Give like never before. And, all right. Okay. Okay. Okay, any other person? Okay, you're permitted. Open your book and check. All right. Pastor Grace. Good morning.
Brand.
Okay.
About the production of the polos and how to make some strategized things about my brand.
Okay. You must take on initiatives that will put you on the map. That's what she's saying. If you want to be great, you must take some initiatives that will put you on the map. Everybody knows about Wolfberg right now, right? And it's something you look onto to see the revelation that will be coming every year. we look up to also experience for the music ministers, right? Is there any music minister that doesn't listen to experience? Except the ones that are needed in the village. So if you are not needed in your village, you listen to experience. So those are programs that puts you on the map. So every year, you must take strong initiatives on programs that will put your brand, that will put you on the map. Right. And I said, when it comes to those programs, you don't manage, you don't become cautious in spending. You know, those programs are hit programs. Are we together? Are we together? So is that way, is the fashion at which the nature of the program comes. Boom. All right. Okay, let's hear Naphtali, tribe leader.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You said in one of the teachings that that you are blessed doesn't mean that you'll be successful.
Okay. That you are blessed doesn't mean you'll be successful. You also need to do things to activate the blessings for you to get into success. Okay, we are learning. Okay, Mama, my secretary. Oh yeah, let me hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Good
morning,
morning.
church.
Good morning.
Sir, your last teaching when I was around,
all right,
you said location in business matters.
Location matters.
Yes.
Location.
And you went ahead to say that you can't carry a chemist or a pharmacy to a bus stop.
Yes.
That it won't go.
Yes. Very important. Your location determines your location. So in implementing businesses, you strategize in locations. You must be careful. You must be cautious of the location of your business. What you do and where you do it matters. All right. Last one. Let me hear you. Okay, we are learning good. We are learning good.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, so far, I learned that self-leadership is the most difficult leadership on earth.
Yes.
So
I love that.
It's easier when someone else is leading you.
Yes.
And you also said that your success and your failure in life resides on your ability to lead yourself.
Yes.
And self-leadership will also make you understand that the people who hailed you today will still crucify you tomorrow.
Oh, just a round of applause for that. A round of applause for that. I read one of her WhatsApp statuses and I was so much impressed. The way she coordinated the English. And self-leadership is very difficult. It's easy when someone says stand, you stand, sit, you sit. And that does not make you a leader. What makes you a leader is your ability to lead yourself. You know, nobody wakes you up in the morning. For those of us that are grown-ups. But you wake up in the morning. That's self-leadership. You tell yourself when you want to be. Do you agree with me that if you tell yourself you want to be in church by 6:30 a.m., you'll be in church by 6:30 a.m.? Yeah. So that's self-leadership. When you have learned to move yourself, when you have learned to control yourself. That's the one that we have been saying since day one. That's the proof of what? Is what? All right. That the proof of knowledge is what? Understanding of time. That one, don't forget it. So if you want to know someone who has knowledge, check how the person interprets time. Are we together? So we agreed on that the first proof of knowledge is the understanding of time. Okay, do we have any other? All right. The scientists, let's hear you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So I've learned asking the right question.
Asking the right question. Oh God. Asking the right question. Asking the right question. Asking the right questions. And we said that there are factors to consider before you know that the question you're asking is what? Right. Right. I love that. Asking the right questions. You must ask the right questions. And without questions, there are no revelations. And you must know who you are asking the question. All right. Any other one, man? Okay. Asking the right question. Very important. Very important. Very key. All right. Oh, hands are still up. All right. Let's hear the Ocean City Mayor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I learned that what you do does not really matter. It's who you do it for.
What you do does not really matter. It is who you do it for. And that was where I said that the driver of the president is more powerful in the nation more than the governor. Because there are access that the governor does not have to the president that the driver of the president has. So what you are doing is not the case. It is who you are doing it for. That's the essence. And that was where I said that because God is ageless, our work is the greatest work on earth because we can still do it at 100 years. There is no other job you can do at age 70. At age 70 and you are still working, you are either a witch or a wizard. And God is punishing you. So at age 70, at age 75, you are expected to have been living the life of returns. But the job where we do is in nature that we can still do it even as 120. You can still close your eyes and say, "Thus says the Lord." At 120, you can no longer do some operations. You can only be consulted. And your consultation might not really be taken seriously because of some factors. One of those days, we went back to the village and I saw a great pharmacist here in our state. He was using staff. And he was working. But you could see Papa E.A., Papa Edepo, Papa Copland. None of them is using staff and they are working. So God knows how to preserve his own. Another information, okay. Junior Church, Senior City Mayor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, one of the things I learned is that one of the keys to greatness is to choose your fight.
Oh God. Make sure you choose right. Your choice matters in your pathway to greatness. Choice. You must choose it right. You must choose it right. Right. More. Okay. I think we'll be doing this every time. After teaching, we'll come back and do refresher course. All right. Let's hear Pastor Grace.
What money can buy, relationship
Oh, this one now is my favorite. Whatever money can buy, relationship can buy more cheaper. What money can buy, relationship can buy more cheaper. Okay. Jamie, but you just came yesterday? Let's hear Jamie. It's very important. See, these things on your notebook will not help you, except to transport them from your notebook to your brain, from your brain to your mind, from your mind until it gets to your heart. You don't have it yet. Are we together? So when you go home as a student, church is a class. Do you know? Church is a class. So it's expected that when you go home, you sit down and then you open your book. And what do? You revise. You revise. And then that's the place where you will see that there are some things you missed. You now go to the YouTube and listen again. Listen, one of the things we are going to make mandatory this year is that every worker must listen to our messages on YouTube after service. It's compulsory. You go back, you listen. If I'm talking to my spiritual father or my mentor, I put my phone on record. After they are gone, I will sit back home and then I'll listen again so that I can digest. Because the one you had in church, you've not yet digested. And when the devil will struck you, you will know that you don't have that. So you must take it as a point of, you have your wife, you call your wife, both of you sit down. I know you are listening. And as you are listening, you are discussing. You cannot imagine what that singular act can do to both of you in 3 months. You gather your children. Our messages are not long, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. You sit down, you listen to them. 30 minutes, you sit down, you listen to them. Okay, now these were your questions. Your children will even ask you questions. And then the first place of becoming a steward is from your family. You now learn how to teach. Your children, they're asking you questions, you explain to them. You explain to them. You explain to them. Before the teacher will explain to them, be the first person to teach your child. So you sit your child down. You explain to the child the scriptures. That was why Paul said to Timothy, from thy child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which is able to build you, which is able to bring you up and to give you an inheritance among they that are sanctified. The reason is that Timothy has learned a pattern of learning the scriptures. He said, from the child thou hast known the holy scriptures. Put those things for your children and let them sit down and listen. You don't give them only cartoon, Ben 10 and Ben 12. Sit your children down. Even as your little child, maybe that child, you think that child is not hearing. Listen, you don't hear with your ear, you hear with your spirit. As you are putting that thing in that child's ear, you are putting that thing in that child's ear. Oh, you will, my small Ebube, some of the days at home, you just see him singing, and then I will need to strain my ear to understand what he's singing. Then you will see that it's one of the songs that will sing here that will be singing at home. You will see them, the next thing you will hear, what are they trying to sing? No matter how I drink, no matter how I feel, you do like this. Why? Is because the spirit is speaking something inside. That is something the spirit is speaking. Learn. It will give you less stress when they are growing. Because you have planted a seed inside of them that has the ability to grow. When they grow, they will not depart from it. The problem is that parents want to plant the seed when the child has grown. That's what the problem is. The Bible did not say when the child has grown, then plant. No. He said, show them the paths of the Lord. He said, when they are old, when they have grown up, they will not depart from it. You know why? Because there is no other way that they know. The only way they know is the way you have shown them. But when you leave them open, they will discover lots of road, which will not be the type of the road you taught them. Teach them that there is only one option. Let them know the scriptures. Sit them down. Let them listen to it. As we are preparing them for school in the morning, look for a sound. We have good sounds of worship littered on the YouTube. Put those things for them. Put those things for them. Let it be playing on the background while everybody is dressing for work and school in the morning. You are conditioning their spirit. Their spirit stays on a particular frequency. They are going to school to meet George. And before George came out, they threw George inside a pot of coven and brought George out and said, today no man shall be able to stop you. Give your children a certain level of advantage. Let them learn to dwell around the altar places. He said, from their childhood, thou hast known the Holy Scriptures. Train up the child in the way the child should what? You see that you have to start early. Train up a child in the way the child should grow. When the child is old, the child will not depart from it. But you fail to train. When the child has now reached 5 years, he's now, you are stubborn. No. You sow the seed of stubbornness. And that is what you are reaping. And that tide will take you from police station to police station. You will keep on writing statements until the moment you come and say, madam, you don't come again. Every police station will know you. The bandage will be here. The mark here. It will be like map of Nigeria and Africa. Drawn over his head. They will bounce him from school. You will go for PTA meetings. They will complain about your child because you sowed the seed of stubbornness. So train up a child in the way the child should go. All right. Let's hear Jamie.
Praise God.
Hallelujah.
One of the things I learned, excellence is not a gift.
No, it's not about a gift. Somebody say, "Nah, dash here, dash." You don't dash excellence. Excellence is never a gift. It's never a gift. You need to walk. You need to walk. You need to walk. You need to walk to maintain. Somebody say, "Practice makes excellence." Yeah. You have to practice and practice and practice and practice before you meet excellence. Excellence is not a gift. It's not a gift at all. All right. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
City Mayor Music.
So I learned that someone can be good but not usable.
Oh. You can be very, very good, but you're not. Again, usually. Somebody said they used and dumped me. You should even be happy that you are usable. So you can be useful and also what? Very good persons. But you can be very good, but they can't use you. There's no way they can use you. You've ever expired. So that's a very key point to note. All right.
Okay. So another one is that you said that you can never become great on your own terms.
No. You cannot become great on your own terms. And this is the way I want to do it. No, it's not. No greatness comes like that. You cannot be great on your own terms. If you must become a great person, then you must understand the needs of the people. Because the proof of greatness is service. We saw yesterday that David was planned to be what? A harp player. Right? And then they attached every other thing. They said, get him. He must be a skillful musician. He must be what? Brave. He must be what? A warrior. Huh? He was what? Be prudent and what? Eloquent in what? In speech. And then he must also be what? Handsome. Ew. Nah. Okay, watermelon. Not only handsome, the Lord must also be with him. You don't come with these things, you stay outside the palace door. And eventually, he went from being a harp player to become what? An armor bearer. From armor bearer, he became what? A king. So you see that greatness has specificity. You don't become great anyhow, doing anything in anywhere. It does not work that way. Let me tell you this. If you can be found everywhere, you're not great. If you can be found everywhere, you're not great. All right. So are we good to go? Question. Okay. Good morning.
1 Samuel 16, 14, 23.
1 Samuel 16, 14, and 23.
Verse 23.
Okay, 1 Samuel
16, verse 23.
Okay, 1 Samuel 16, 23. Right.
So, we talked about the evil spirits from God.
I neglected that place, but I know you will bring me back.
So I want to ask, does God have an evil spirit?
Yes.
How?
Sit down and let me explain. All spirit is from God, but not all spirit is of God. all powers is from God, but not all powers is of God. Something can come from me, and then someone picks up that thing and contradicts it and produces something else that is not of me but is from me. This hanky is from me after service. I can give it to someone else, and someone knowing that my spirit is here, and because my spirit is here, it has become an apron. The person takes this hanky and goes for a program and says, if you have 20,000, come and touch this hanky. And then it's not by God's instruction, but the person is doing it for business. Now, the hanky is what? Of me. Because I have something of me on the hanky, but it's not from me. So it can be from God, but it's not of God. Every spirit, whether good or evil, all of them came from God. Okay, let me explain better. You see, Adam was a good man. And in the Garden of Eden, there was nothing like evil there. But Adam used two things that is from God to create something that is not of God. Now, what did he use? God gave him free will. God gave him choice. These two things are from God and they are of God. Now, Adam combined free will, which God said, do what you want. But you see this tree, don't touch it. That's an instruction. But the free will also permitted him that he can do what God has asked him not to do. That's free will. Now, choice is that he decides whether to do what God has instructed him to do or not to do it. So the free will is do what you want. Then the choice is decide whether you want to do what you want or not. Two different things. Good. Now, Adam combined his free will and choice. The moment he brought two positives together, he generated a negative something. Evil was born out of good. Let me give you another statistics. The first cult in Nigeria is called the Pirates. Now, the pirate was started by Wole Soyinka in University of Ibadan. When the students were being mortgaged and their rights were being marginalized, he decided to start up a group of positive confraternity so that the students can fight for their rights. So he gathered them. Then he became the head. Now they fought that agenda. When they defeated the marginalization, how to sustain that leadership became a problem. Kidnapping started with good intention of reclaiming stolen money from the rich. But how do you manage such agenda is the problem. So eventually, other leadership sprang up from the same confraternity and they began to break out. When they broke out, they decided their own fashion. Now let's say there were two leaders inside the pirates. This one broke out and gave his own name, Maf, the Mafians. This one came out and said, we are of the Egede. This one came out and said, we are of the Ayes. Now, it has left the original intention and agenda. There is a breakout. Now, the moment the breakout happened, every leader comes with his own philosophies. Every leader comes with his own ideology. And any ideology you generate, because of the systematic system that has already been created in the Garden of Eden, where two positive things were combined to produce a negative thing. Any agenda you decide to bring up, there will be people who will believe in your ideology. There is no leader today without followers. If you come out and say in your church, people will attend your church naked, start naked. Today, you start it. The moment you start it, a member will come. Somebody will attend the church. Why? Because every leader, the moment you became a leader, a spirit possessed you. Now the spirit has the ability to go for marketing, to go for evangelism, to go for soul winning, to go for outreaches. Why? Because the Bible says we fight not against principalities and powers, but against what? Rulers of what? Darkness. Now these rulers, the way they do is that their civilization is just like what people call style or fashion. Right? Go and check in the olden days, women, when they wear their clothes, everywhere is covered. Now, they have brought off-shoulder, what do they call it? Show back. Spaghetti hand has come in now. Mini skates. Micro, mini. Mini. There is all types of things that have come out. You see now the tights that our mothers used to wear and stay at home. In fact, you don't even see those tights. They will still wear it and tie it up, even in the house. Now it is the people now wear the only tight and be walking. And they call it what? Fashion. How did that civilization get in vogue? Somebody marketed it. When the spirit decided to invade, because the greatest spirit on the market sale is two spirits now. The spirit of commerce and the spirit of seduction. Everything is tend to separate us from the love of God. While, because all evil is founded on three principles: the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. Now, everybody, any movie, there must be a sex scene in every movie. If you want your movie to sell, there must be romance, there must be kissings. These are the agendas of the civilizations of the rulers of darkness. So how do they do it? When they scan through, they look for females who are gifted, females who are anointed. Because if you can't do it with unanointed person, it will not bring attraction. So they will look for very pretty damsel, and then they will look for weakness in the person and invade the person's spirit. Now, when that happens, they will pick up that person as a specimen. The person will try out that particular, because now person started to wear that title. I hope you know. The thing is already tight. Some people will still wear it and they will still do it like this. And then they will wear a beluku. You know the one I call a beluku? That polo that is half. You see the name, you see beautiful name they are giving it. You see the name. I want to buy crop top. I want to buy Queens. I want to buy crop top. You see the beautiful name that they didn't. All those are upon the spirit of seduction. Now, one person will now wear that thing. Say, Kai, you look. Now, the devil introduced a syllabic word, sexy. Someone will now look at you and say, you look sexy. Do you know what it means that you look sexy? You're a sex object. You will now say, you look sexy or motosex. And then when you say, hey, I'm motosex, and I say, really. You see the thing, you see how the devil is introducing an agenda. The devil is not fast in introduction. The systems of the devil, he learned from God. Everything the devil does, he learned from God. So he introduces sexiness. People no longer see it as a wrong dressing. It is now you are what? Sexy. Just like stealing, nobody steals again. Now it's tapping. It's rapture. It's wallet. Who opened my phone and made away with my money? You see the kind of English now that they use. It's no longer sex. It's what? Love affair. It is intimacy. You see the name, these are the syllabic words the devil introduced so that to make the thing cheap in the market. You meet somebody and ask the person, what is your job? The person says letter writing. Email letter writing. It one. Oyana Megan on that one is letter writing. So these are the systems of the devil. It is the rulers of darkness that starts it. They will sit down and then they will decide, this is what we want to do. There are some churches today, if you don't have a good clothes, you can't go there. Because when you go there, you look like an anomaly. You know what anomaly is? You will be different. Now, people will now see a finger that God created, though, and God looked at it and said it was beautiful. Come on, I say for where? You didn't complete some. Below some, they will now go and put a finger that is now 6 inches. And they will not be like this. It went to make very soon. These are systems of an enemy. And it is the duty. Please, put it up. Put it up on the screen. Now you carry us go here. For we wrestle not against what? Flesh. Flesh and blood is not the problem. He said, but against what? Against what? Against what? So the principalities, they sit down in a principal form and take a jurisdiction and brings up an agenda. Then from the agenda, they will initiate the systematic procedures of powers. What do powers do? They invest by sponsoring those movements. They will give them crowd. You go to online, Kim Kardashians, you go to all those people online, that strippers and the rest of them, you go and check their followers. Then against rulers of what? Darkness of this world. Then the moment powers has been released, the rulers of darkness, they will now go into work. The evangelism is now done, and it is called what? Spiritual what? Wickedness in high places. You will now see a girl. The eyelashes that God gave her is no longer okay. I was watching somebody one day. Do you know what they call a shaving stick? Scrape you clean the one God gave you. I say, God, I'm not a good artist. Let me show you how to do it. The warfare is spiritual darkness. They have been deployed. And you know the target? The anointed. We are the targets. Do you know how many people that have come and said, we need you to mentor us? And behind the mentorship, that is something else. There is one that said, Papa, you preach very well today. We need to go to club and rest. Night club. You see, if we open our phone now, people will run. There was one that came from Funai. I don't know how. After service, she came and sat down. He said, you have been chatting me. I have come. Me Me, chat you. I'm not on Facebook. For the past 1 year and 6 months, I've not been on Facebook. So I don't know what you're talking about. She brings that in them. Then when I sat down with the media, we needed to peruse through some certain things. We logged on Facebook, and my name appeared in 16 places. 16 my faces. People have used my face, and then you people say it's me. I say, where did me and you meet? She said, nah, you invited me. You even sent me money. I've been sending stuffs for you. I said, me. Where did me and you meet? So what am I trying to say? It is an inversion of spiritual wickedness. And that's why the Bible says, guide your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. You must protect your heart against these invasions. That's why a shareholder, your focus is in your company. Then when the spiritual powers has been released, rulers of darkness will start evangelism. They will now look for one teller. The teller will not make a mistake on your clothes. Then you come and say, this is not what I asked you to do. Seller will now say, wear it first, and I wear it first. And then because the word sexiness has been used to build you up, the moment you looked at the model that was a sponsor, something happened in your brain. You said, Kai, this skin is good. And then when you wear it and come out, evangelism has started. Evangelism has what? Has started. The moment you come out, hey, Pastor Grace, who sold this clothes for you? It's my tailor. So why? This design is very, very fine. And then she looked at you and said, Kai, Mama, you look sexy. You say, really, say it again. Say it again. Ewu, say it again. And then the evangelism starts from one person that saw what you wear, and that person wears it. Another person wears it. Another person wears it. Bam! It spreads. Then they will not call it, what did they call it? Crop what? No, there is a name. They gave it an English name. That top. Now, what's the name of that? Crop top. They will not call it crop top. And you are wondering, how did we get there? It's marketing. That's why, listen, that's why this year, you must make up your mind to sponsor one outreach. Make up your mind to sponsor one out, because we're in a serious fight for marketing. Go and check the billboard. Just from Asaba to Onitsha, you will see gold. What is welcoming you at the entrance of the bridge? Ompa, Monza. You know what is Ompa? Hero. That's what is welcoming you to east. So the principalities at the seat of the entrance of the gate of the east is Ompa, Monza. Go and check billboards now. How many billboards is saying Jesus is still the king? Believers are busy investing in nonsense, and the enemy is busy strategizing on his marketing strategies, fine-tuning things and events, releasing powers. You must make up your mind this year. Papa, I want to sponsor one crusade. Papa, I want to sponsor one outreach. Alone, only you. You must take evangelism and soul winning seriously. Have you ever worn a cloth and somebody rushed and touched you and said, let me see. Have you ever done it? It's because you marketed the clothes. That's why I said this year, flyers, they will say it's okay. They already said one of our members that we have printing press. I said they've not seen printing press. It's coming this year. You take over. Can't let one believer rise up and take over all the billboards in Omaya, the big billboards in Omaya. He take it over. And all of them, Jesus is still the king. Jesus is still the Lord. Jesus is still the king. He said, another billboard, you write, trust and obey, for there is no other way to be happy in Jesus. But you move from one billboard to another. Drink responsibly. Ompa Monsa. Smirnoff Ice, serve cool. Because shareholders are no longer concerned with what is happening to the company. Everybody seated here, you are a shareholder. You have a stake in the kingdom. You were not born outside without a purpose. When God was forming you, he wrote a script and he backed it up and he called you a heir apparent to the throne. We are heirs with Jesus. We have the same stake with him. We have the same stake with him. We have the same stake with him. We are heirs with Jesus. How can you say you are a shareholder and you watch your company folding? O2 Arena has been bought. No more Christian program in O2 Arena. They are pushing churches outside. Churches are being closed in US, in United Kingdom, because they can't pay rent. Because there is the absence of responsible shareholders. The people that God has committed the gospel to have found themselves as share businessmen, not understanding the business of the kingdom. No wonder Jesus said to Mary, "Don't you know I should be about my Father's business?" It is a business transaction. Shareholders no longer understand the nature of their responsibilities. You go to the army, the shareholders are down the ring. The shareholders of the kingdom. There is a man that will ascend as the chief of staff, the army chief of staff in Nigeria, minister of defense. In 1 week, Boko Haram will never exist again, because the person will come with a strategy from God. Where are the Josephs that can tell us how to store grains in pyramid forms for easy preservation? Where are the Moses that will stretch forth their hands in front of the Red Sea, and the sea will part thither and hither? Where are the Elishas that will say, put up a contest, let's see at Mount Carmel, let's decide which God is God. If God be God, then follow him. But if Baal be Baal, then you can't serve him. Where are the likes of Samuel that will go and say, I will serve the Lord? And the Bible says that he protected the territory. If you were against Samuel, you are not going to invade. And the Bible said in the day of Samuel, the Philistines were defeated. They never rose up to fight Israel because they knew what would befall of them. Where are the Esthers that will use their beauty to get into the king's palace for the preservation of God's people? God is in search of shareholders. Where are the likes of Kaka that will score a goal and he will raise up his shirt, and then what will be boldly written is, I belong to Jesus? Where are they? Where are they? Where are the shareholders? Where are the carpenters that will repair the broken doors? The entrance of the priests has been shattered. Where are the shareholders? Today, we no longer see crusades, except December, where it is for strategy and business. People have come back in the village. We no longer hear much about tongue cries. Where are the shareholders? Where did they go to? Where are the people that God, Jesus, turned to and said, occupy till I come? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are the shareholders? I came to ask you a question this morning. In that which you are doing, how have you been marketing Jesus? Where are the shareholders that will say we'll give God everything and we will have nothing? Where are the Sambalats and Tobias? The Bible said these are men that deserted themselves for the sake of the gospel. What part have you forgotten? Is it the part that you were redeemed by the blood? A man died to save you. The Bible said, what manner of love is this, that a man should lay his life for his friends? While I wanted to pick something from my cupboard yesterday, I had a voice. He said, even when we were yet sinners, he died for us. When he did not know that we'll become shareholders, he bought shares for us. If you look at today's kingdom, if you look at the inheritances, fathers are losing their shares in the company. Mothers are losing their shares in the company. Where are the men who will say, we know what it takes and we will give it what it takes? We are losing shareholders every day. God gave beautiful people voices to sing, and we are losing them to secular musics. Skillful musicians. I was watching and reading yesterday, and I said, is this what the kingdom has been? Is it dragging with messaging for money? I said, is this where Christianity has gone to? This one said, you broke protocol, you broke agreement. Messaging one said, you mortgaged me. And they were bantering themselves. And I say, how did we get here? We have seen men use what God has given to them against God. God has become their enemy. And they are in law court. Can you imagine? They are following. He said he's following legal procedure. This one said, let's do it. He said, Mr. Chungwa is using connections and authorities to press me. I did this for you. I did this for you. I sponsored your first music. You have gotten over $650,000 since you started working, and a lot of nonsense. And I said, how did we get here that Muslims are now deciding for us who is right and who is wrong? The sons of the bondwomen, they will now go to court. It is a lawyer who might be an atheist, who might be a Buddhist, who might be someone who does not know Jesus, who will not be deciding for the sons of God. The family of Jesus is in shambles. It is time for certain shout, and yet they will come to church and sing their song. Everybody will be waving their hands. Fame, popularity, and glamourity has become the order of the day. And it looks to me that Jesus will soon come back to say bye-bye to Sodom and away with Gomorrah. Let's stand on our feet. As a shareholder, I want you to take a decision today of what is going to be your contribution to the kingdom. As a shareholder, I want you to tell God, make a commitment to Him. Anamacho Imalagi